What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 12 different altcoins today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I will leave a list in the description below of the coins that we're talking about. We're going to do, price predictions for the upcoming days, maybe some longer-term price predictions depending on the request or what I see in the chart if it's worth mentioning. I will leave a list in the description with timestamps attached, but I also will go over it verbally right now. So let's do that. Dog and Giga for Mr. Hat. Mana and KSM for DK Foo, AR, which I think is Arweave, right? And then MTRM for Crypto Gains, DIO and ML for Crypto Beast, SHIB for Castus, Turbo for Flower Child, Compound for Pika, and then ZKML for Marcos Izquierdo. Again, that's the list: Dog, Giga, Mana, KSM, AR, MTRM, DIO, ML, SHIB, Turbo, Compound, ZKML. Yeah, that's the list. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we're on Bitcoin here. Actually, let's just check out Bitcoin for a quick second. I'm going to make a Bitcoin video in a second here after this, but I just want to see. A lot of people are speculating as to if this is the low or not. And I would say I wouldn't be surprised if it is. And I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't. We could have one last little push down. I actually want to see what the crypto fear and greed index looks like. Fear, not that much. This isn't up to date. This can't be accurate. It is. Extreme fear yesterday at 17. Okay, so we were at a 17 yesterday. I didn't check it. All right. Anyways, that's because I didn't make videos yesterday. That's right. I didn't make videos because I had social obligations. But enough of my horrible intro. Let's go over Dog for Mr. Hat, and he actually had a link that he wanted me to use. Going over it now. I'll pull this one up. Dog NFT. Where is it? Hold on. You know what? We'll just use it on. That's the one. He just sent me a link on CoinGecko to make sure that I'm getting the right one. Dog. Not USD, right? Not that one. It's Dog wrapped ETH. Let me go to CoinGecko. Dog. Not any of those ones, right? The Dog NFT. Dog price 483. Is it the Dog NFT? Where's the Dog NFT? Dog. There we go. So this is the one, right? 0.004. Yeah, it looks like the exact same one. Okay. How would I know the Dog NFT? There we go. This is the one. Okay. All right, here we go. Now we're in action. Sorry, such a long delay there. From a low point to a high point here. Rejected the 236, moving down. With this kind of look, rejecting the 236 and then moving below the 382. I would expect a move all the way down to the 61869 area, and that wouldn't be too crazy. Moving back to a point that you broke out of before. Actually, that's a little bit lower than that, so maybe you don't quite get down there. However, the 618 is at a support area here, kind of near this previous support area as well. You could see that, and then just looking at this relative low to high move here, I definitely would expect at least some of these minimum extensions to be hit, which would be at 0.002656, 0.001952, somewhere in that range. The 1618 lining up with that 618 directly. So looking at the weekly RSI, just kind of looking at all that together, I wouldn't be too thrown off, if you did go lower. It would stand to reason that you do go lower. Now, it's a matter of if you can close below the 886. If you don't close below there, I'm taking bets off that you see these prices down here. But if you do get a day to close below there, then I think it's on. I definitely think it's on. Until then, maybe what you do is you do move down, but you don't move lower, right? Maybe you move down, but then you kind of consolidate and then you move up higher. It just depends. It remains to be seen. So with the given looks, I wouldn't be surprised if you move down here, though. That's my personal opinion. But you still have hope if you hold the the 886 at 0.003744. All right, that's dog, based off the one that Mr. Hat was requesting. Yeah. And then Giga Soul, which also is like not Giga Soul, it's Giga Chad on Soul, Giga Chad. Yeah, okay, so that one. It's worth 1.517 cents. Let's just check it out. Yes, I'm a human. I am. Giga. Yeah, this is the one. Volume, it's got the right volume. Yeah, all right. Giga Chad. Yeah, I've heard of this one. One of the meme coins that's kind of popular, right? A lot of volume on this last ride up. Nice to see. Volume side off a little bit. Wouldn't be crazy at all if you corrected a little bit more. You could go higher. It's possible. You're actually up 48% this week while everything else took a dump, man. I guess you dumped 43% last week, to be fair. High to low. I like what you're doing. I actually really do like what you're doing. I would actually, I take it back. I think you're moving higher. I think you might be moving up to 6 cents, perhaps up to 11 cents. You're at 1.46 cents right now. I don't mind your weekly RSI. The daily's the one that I have a little bit of a problem with, but all it would take is to just move up a little bit more. I mean, man, close here. Close here or higher, and I'll start to believe. Yeah. Close here or higher. I would definitely like that. If you move back today, that's okay. Really, you just don't want to close below these days here. And the more that you close above like 1.09 cents, the better. But genuinely, I think your next target area is, anywhere from at least like 3.2 cents to potentially more likely, in my opinion, 6 to 11 cents. That's where you're going. So, yeah, it looks good. I take it back. The initial negative thought, I take it back. I think this thing wants to move up, and if it moves down from here, that's okay. But just don't let it be, again, don't let it be lower than this, right? You don't want to move. Really, I mean, you don't want to close below this level, but I think it's more technical to say you wouldn't want to close below 1.09 cents. This is your lowest daily closing low, but I would start to sweat if you close below there, because really what you want to see is a consolidation around this 1272 area, the 1272, 1618 area, which you've been doing. You had 2 days where you closed out of it, and then you got back up. You had that little move all the way down to the 100.886 area. That's actually very common. So you don't want to close back below this level, implying that you're going to see lower levels than that. So moving down here is okay. Just find support. Don't close there. I think you're moving up. I really do. Based off of this, I would expect a 2272 to 2618. So I'm going to say that for my last time, 6 to 11 cents. Vote of confidence there. I think so, yes. That one could be the winner, honestly. That's an early guess, but that one could be the winner. We'll see. Mr. Hat walking away with another win here. Anyways, let's see. Mana, definitely not going to be the winner, but it is one of my favorite coins. Let's see. DK, you wanted me to go over cycle high predictions, right? And that's definitely not the easiest thing to do, but I do feel somewhat confident in my ability to guess cycle highs. The in-between stuff is a little bit more messy for me, but the long-term stuff I seem to be much better with. Not perfect. Not completely perfect. Definitely not perfect with talking tonight. I don't know what my problem is. But anyways, relative high to low from the previous cycle here. Went all the way up to the 200 level right there. And this is on Kraken, so this is the most amount of time that we have available, I believe. Yeah, based on this asset here. From this high to this low, I just want to see, just for funsies, up to the 1886 right there. The 1886 is a level that seems to be respected for mana often. You actually closed right around it here on the monthly. But high to low, went all the way up there. Okay. So just with that assumption in itself, I would assume that not only is a 1272 extension in the bag, but anything above that would be safe, a safe guess. From a high to a low, and I don't even know if this is actually the proper low to take. That might have been a fake out low. Maybe this is the low that we should measure from. I don't know. It's more conservative, so let's just go with that. From a high to a low, I would think that mana at least sees a price of like 1356 $13.56. If not, $38.83, with a strong degree of I don't even want to say strong degree of probability. There's a solid chance, maybe not even a solid chance. Let's be real, right? Especially this late in the cycle, you're already seeing like lower lows. There's still a chance, I should say, of seeing these prices based on our last cycle's projections. It does fit the market cap requirements too. Like it wouldn't be some kind of crazy insane market cap. It would be multiple hundreds of billions of dollars, which is crazy and insane, but it's not like anything that we haven't seen in crypto before, especially with charts that kind of like look like this, right? That are just nice parallel channels up. If we were to kind of get an idea here, from a high point here to a high point there, and continue it out to when I think the cycle is going to be over is October. Mana could absolutely, October of 2025, not this October. Mana could absolutely find its top before then. But if we were to move up, as we have in the past, right, where like we finally decide to take off, and this is from that like low point, not even the low point itself, but the month that we took off low point to the high point of the cycle. So it's got both time and distance up accounted for. That movement right now, let alone, I mean, even if we were to move this out, let's see, months away from now, basically at the same price, would be in like, we could start moving up in like January of 2025 and still have enough time to see prices that are well above $20, right? Or not well above, but right around $20. And we're at 27 cents now. So at least that would be in the bag with Mana. But looking at this 1886 to 200 level is absolutely possible in that amount of time. Yeah. That's right in the corner, right there. It absolutely could happen. But at a minimum, I know it's a big range I'm giving you here. At a minimum, I would say, $13 to $124 is possible. I would feel much more comfortable saying Mana probably goes to this somewhere in this range, but don't forsake the idea that it could go to these prices. It absolutely can. It likes to move up very fast at the end of the cycle, so we'll just see how it goes. But right now, my targets would be more shifted around like $20 to $40. That's my personal expectations. So there's that. Oh, that'd be 100x. I was thinking it would be like a 10x. I did my math wrong. That'd be like 100. That'd be nice. Yeah, right. Because a 10x would be 270, not 27. Yeah, 100x would be 27. It has a decent chance to do 100x from here, man. Oh, this is a perfect time to buy some Mana, man. Because I really do think it'll at least see $13. Like I'm very, very confident in that. If we go from a low point here, it's a 51x right there. Might have to buy some Mana. I bought some more Bitcoin Cash today, but I might have to buy some Mana. Anyways, there's the longer term projections, right? We're just waiting right now. Nothing really new with Mana, even with this drop down. Looks to be a fake out in my opinion. We have 4 days, 22 hours left at the bottom of this range. The only place to go, I mean, the next logical area in my opinion would be up to these areas. I say it's the only place to go. Absolutely, we could crap out. That's a different story if that ends up happening. But so far, this is looking like a fake out. We do have bullish divergence. Let's see how the week ends. I think it will be to the upside. Time will tell. It's a really good time to get in. Mana below 30 cents, you guys. It's a gift. It's really a gift. KSM, another one that you're requesting the all-time high. And I might not be as confident on this one because I don't know the chart as well. Okay, there we go. Well, only one really discernible peak. Let's treat this like it's a fake out as well, though I don't like the way that looks. I really actually don't like the way this looks. It almost would imply that it continues to go down, genuinely, just in my opinion. But if this were to move up, KSM, right? I actually used to listen to a radio station that was KSM back in my hometown. 260 million, 260.2. So a 10x would be 2.6 billion, 100x would be 26 billion, right? So that'd be about there. Get your $26 billion market cap. Yeah, I could see that. It's possible. I'm not saying I can see that, like that's going to happen. I'm just saying it could. It could see 17. I mean, this checks out. It could see as high as 6,000 even if the asset, if this coin gains traction, use case, whatever, if it gains momentum and starts to move up there. But generally speaking, it's not good to see lower lows in something that is in a bull cycle. But hold up now, this might be a broadening bottom pattern. Would it be? It kind of looks like one, actually. And if it is, right, broadening bottom, you got your 1, 2, 3, 4. It's normally 5-legged pattern. I mean, maybe this could be one going into, I don't know how I would count that. It is a broadening bottom though. At least that's what it looks like. Which, hey, to be fair, would actually give you some kind of leeway, some flexibility with moving higher. If this is a fake out, it could be a fake out. It really could. A little bit more hope with that notice of the look there. Weekly RSI does have bullish divergence as well. It's not confirmed. If this week closes red, that divergence goes away. You're only down 3.4%. You got about 5 days left, so get up. Get this week to close green. That's a good task to achieve, I would say. Get this week to close green. Request this one for next week as well. Okay, DK. Request this one for next week. Because right now I do think you're on your way up to 21 bucks. Will you see a harsh rejection from there? Can you close the week up there at least and get some bullish divergence on this weekly, which would then imply, I mean, at that point your divergence would already be out, but maybe it implies something greater is afoot afterwards. I don't like your daily RSI. I don't like your weekly RSI. There's a lot about this chart that I don't like, but that 4 hour looks like it does want to run higher. The 1 hour looks strong. So in the short term, you are going to move up. Get this week to close green. You're only down 3.5% this week so far. So get this week to close green, and then we can talk about you moving higher. As far as does it move to all-time highs, new all-time highs, I'm not 100% confident in that. I don't feel confident in making that kind of assumption right now. I don't know a lot about this project in itself, but from a high to a low, you did reject your 382 and broke all the way back below your 100. That's not normally a good look. I don't like that. That normally would imply, like normally how I would look at this chart would be, let's talk about the extensions. Let's talk about these given projections at $11.50 to $7.20 before we talk about anything to the upside. But I'm running on the assumption that this is some kind of fake out here. Okay, and fake outs are not, I would say they're not the easiest thing to call. I mean, either it is or it isn't, right? I guess that's easy, but more oftentimes I think breakouts are, I don't know, fake outs and breakouts are pretty, it's like tit for tat. It's like it's either one way or another. So, but you know, here you finished off with a fake out to the upside, right? Maybe you have the same thing down here, a fake out to the downside. It's hard to say. Moving up above $39.16 would have me convinced that you are moving higher and that you're not foregone. But if you can't do that, and soon, that could really hinder your abilities to see new all-time highs, alluding to the idea, you know I pointed out these targets, but they might not even be on the table. First things first, and by the end of this year, I would really like to see you up in these areas, at least above this, okay, at least above like 66.60, at least above there. But it would be really nice if you just broke out of this whole accumulation zone as a whole by the end of this year and you're up near your 618 area. If you do that, if you have any, it doesn't matter if you get up here and then you reject down by the end of the year, you come back and intersect with these resistance points, find support at like this area, and then move up. It doesn't matter if you do that, right? As long as you see some kind of positive reaction, show that you are in fact having a bull market and you're not about to, you know, just have a boring kind of time like you have already for most of the cycle. And I'm holding coins that look like this too, man. Mana is a perfect example of one of them, right? If you can't do that by the end of this year, then I would assume that these are absolutely not on the table. I wouldn't even say they're on the table now. Right now, you're hoping that you can at least do this, and then from there, you're hoping that you can break 416. Then we can talk about these numbers. But until then, it's an idea. It's just not a promised one, right? We're not 100% certain. We don't have multiple cycles to go off of. So spend a lot of time on those two. Let's move on to Arweave. Arweave USD for crypto gains. Crypto gains, are you the same person as Crypto Beast? Are you bots? I don't know. High to low here, high to low. 786, breaking back below your 618, finding support on the 0.5. It looks like a bit of a bull flag though, Arweave. I don't mind the weekly RSI. It looks rather neutral, but you are bullishly postured at the same time. Right, you've got these like lows kind of coming in together with this like overall looking channel kind of thing. You're also bouncing off your 40 area, which is really nice to see, right? I actually really do think that that's a good thing. Daily RSI looks a little bit worse for wear, and that's okay. You normally look your worst right before you're about to start doing good, right? But let's just see. I mean, let's do this. Let's do this. What did you do the last time you saw levels this low, right? Okay, pretty close there. That might be our, there's another example. Okay, yeah. And that's that. Okay, so, and this is the all-time history chart as far as I know. So found your low here, right there. And shortly after you went up, you actually saw a nice little move up from the low, relative low to the high. You had a 50% move up in the course of, this is on a daily time frame, so it's not even that long, probably 24th of January to the 3rd of February, not that long at all. 50% move up. And then, of course, you continue to move down, but you're in a bear market where we're in a bull market now, so we might not expect those same results. Next kind of interaction. Yeah, if we're going to count that, we should probably count this as well. So got this down here, right? Again, with a nice pump afterwards, actually. Low to high. 91% pump in a very short amount of time there. Okay, so hey, absolutely you continue to move down, but again, bear market times versus bull market times. Debatably, we are in a bull market right now. All right, here's another one right here. We'll move on with this, I promise, guys, but low point there. A little bit more of a significant bounce from a low point to, let's go to the overall high. 126%, but it took a lot more time. Right, we're talking about December 30th to February. That took like 1.5 months, right? So a lot more time, but still really, really positive bounce, 126%. Getting bigger each time. Here's one, right there. Very near that line. From a low point here to a high point in a very relatively short amount of time, about 47%, so a little bit less. Okay, so you've probably got a nice pump coming your way. Is my best guess for Arweave here, probably. And you kind of look like you have a broadening bottom as well, actually, with this kind of look. That's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would call for a breakout move, in my opinion, but it's not always 5. It can be other things. Let's just see real quick before we get all crazy. 1272 hit. You got your 886. I would really like to see you close above 2120. Okay, to validate what I'm about to say, which is that from a minimum you've moved up 46. Right? Wasn't it 46%? 46.9. Let's call it 47. We'll say 47. 47%, which would be a move up to 2391. That's your minimum, right, to be expected. So I would think that you at least hit there. In the shorter amount of times, you've seen a 50% move, which would put you basically at 2440. And then we saw a 90% move, somewhere around 90%, right, which would put you all the way up here. $31, right back above your golden ratio, your 618, which would be nice to see as well. Also, that kind of put you in line with these lower highs. So that might be what you're destined for over the coming weeks. But all that to say, I think Arweave is due for some kind of a nice bounce. It seems like any times it interacts with this area, you actually are at your low point. You don't persist. I mean, well, you've persisted lower in months afterwards, right? Especially in your bear market times, but will you persist lower this time? I don't know. And I don't think it's in a bear market. So really, Arweave, get above $22. I want to see that. You're at about 21 now. Get above 22. Stay above there. Your goal right now is to get above that, and then from there get back above this overall 618, which just happens to be in the golden ratio zone of this more relative from this relative high to low here. So really, I'd like to see you get, your ultimate goal is get above like $27. Right now, immediately speaking, get above like 21.82 technically, but I'd like to see 22. Get above there, and then $27, and then from there, you might have a golden ticket to new all-time highs, man. Or is it new all-time highs or new relative highs? Maybe not new all-time. Maybe it is new all-time highs, but yes, that's my kind of best guess. I feel confident, very confident, that this is a low point here of a bottoming point of this overall consolidation phase. Hard to say, because every other time that you've been this low has genuinely been like in the midst of a bear market, right? And you've only gone lower. This is the first time that you've had this low of a reading in a bull market. We're hoping it's a bull market, right? So in this case, instead of seeing a pump afterwards and then more bleeding over, Hopefully we get a pump afterwards, maybe some consolidation, and then you move higher instead of a lower low. Every other time that you've been this low before, right, it's begotten lower lows, and every other time beforehand it got lower lows, right? This time it went up, and then eventually you got the lower low. We're hoping that this one is different. Out of all the other times, this would be the one that's different, and I feel pretty confident in that because this is a bull market. We have a different dynamic going on. You can see the 123 green moving average here is moving up during these times, of which you did not have a low near this low, right? Or I guess you did right there. Hey, ho, ho. Let's see if we got it. Hold on. No, it's a little bit too high up. Whenever I was zoomed out, it looked kind of proper, but no, it's too. Like right here, it looks closer, but it's not close enough. Anyways, we're moving up with the green line. This time we were moving down. Anytime you interact with that, it promoted lower lows. This time, green line's up. I guess it is moving down, relatively speaking, but I think bull market, bear market, you can see the difference. So hopefully different results. Anyways, beat the hell out of that one. MTRM for crypto gains as well. Materium on MEXC. Materium. I don't know why, but feels like some kind of what do they call that? A jingle. Materium MEXC. I don't know. 3.9 cents, almost 4 cents. Very low liquidity asset. You can tell. Absolutely, it is double top up here, and then dumped like hell. This thing is probably not worth looking into. And for any of my bot friends out there, I think this is a scam coin that I would just stay away from. Yep. I don't know enough about it, right? It's very new. It came about in 2022 of August, but any coin that looks like this, that's seeing extensions to the downside in the midst of a bull market, nope, I don't like it, no. It probably moves up from here. You're at about 4 cents. It probably does move back up to 7.7 cents to 12 cents. That is not enough for something that's likely going into oblivion, and it has such low liquidity, so I would stay away from it. This one is my least favorite coin that we've talked about all video, and that's no offense to you, Mr. Crypto Gains. That's just genuinely my opinion. I wouldn't want to touch this with your money or with anyone else's money or anybody. Even my worst enemies don't deserve to put their money into something like this. I don't really have any worst enemies, man. My worst enemies are internet trolls, and they're actually my biggest fans, to be completely fair. So I've got no enemies, but DIO, even your worst enemies, whoever it is that you don't like in your life, this is too terrible for them. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, this is, nobody deserves this. Stay away from it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you have a ton of money in this and it just goes to the skies for you. It's not a personal vendetta I have against this coin, but for the given data that we have, it makes me the opposite of excited. That's for sure. DIO USD for Crypto Beast. First we were doing Crypto Gains, now we're doing Crypto Beast. Could it be the same person? Could they be bots? I don't know. And it's not. I'm not trying to make offense to you, my bot friends. I'm just having fun here. From a low to a high. Low to a high. 61869 area. This I do like. What I like about it, not only is that it's 61869 right here, but you put it at the current price right there. We get rid of the fib. You can see that you're clearly finding support or looking to find support at previous areas of resistance and support back here, and that just happens to be at your golden ratio. Of this pretty significant fib, I would say. I like that. I like that a lot. You seem to like your fibs, don't you? All right, cool. Topped right out at your 2618, all the way back to this 618. Yeah, you're a golden ratio fanboy. That's what you are. All right, so I bet you even went to it right here, didn't you? No, you didn't. 0.5 and then rejected down. Haha. I bet, yeah, your next target area is up here, this 236, 4.36 cents, right in your golden ratio zone of this overall high to low, right here. Perfect. 4.364 cents, you're at 1.397 cents right now. I don't think you move too much lower. If you move lower at all, if you move lower than this low, it'd be by insignificant amounts, and I do think that you're about to have a recovery. I don't like your daily RSI. I don't really like your 4-hour, although you do have bullish divergence there. Would suggest a relative low, but you've already kind of had that move up, haven't you? I don't even like your weekly RSI that much. It's just the price action. It's what you're doing with the price action. Volume's starting to pick up down here at the lows. I don't know. That could be a good thing. That could be bad if you're moving lower. Really depends. So I'm calling for you to move up, though, just based on price action alone. Where you are relative in the charts, 618 area, it would make sense that you'd move up, in my opinion. So that's that. DIO, ML, mint layer. I remember this one. I haven't talked about it in a while, but maybe MEXC. Mint layer, ML USD. Okay, so from a low point here to a high point here, you're right at your 618 as well. These ones are better. Crypto Beast, you got Crypto Gains in a chokehold right now, man. These coins are much better. No offense, Crypto Beast or Crypto Gains. See, I'm getting you guys mixed up. It's no offense. I'm only picking on you because you guys have very similar names, whether that's coincidence or not. Remains to be seen. But bullish divergence on the weekly. Lower lows here. Volume's picking up, but you're just not going anywhere, are you? Right? Like your volume's picking up dramatically for some reason, right? You had a gap in volume, but boom, picking up a lot, and you're just not making any more significant moves than you did on your way down here when you had very insignificant volume. When volume picks up and you're not going anywhere, I can't help but think you're going to go in the opposite direction soon. Right? It'd be the same thing if you're going up, right? If your volume's picking up and you're just not going anywhere, which in this case that didn't happen, it died off, but same kind of idea. I like it. Next move, 23 cents, probably higher. You absolutely could move up to 40 cents from a high to a low here. Your 61869 is right at that 236 as well. Of course it would be, because it's right in the 618 area. Yeah. Calling for a move up around like 40 cents. That's my expectation. You're at 9.3 cents now. Over the days, over the weeks, right? Probably over the weeks, over the months. But yeah, daily bullish divergence, weekly bullish divergence, that's a low, man. If it's not insignificant amounts, lower insignificant amounts, but very close to your low, if not at it. That's my thoughts for mint layer. Shiba for Castus, our prickly friend from the disco. Let's see here, Shiba Inu. Went down, didn't it? Had a bit of a dump. That's not the indicator. That's not the tool I wanted. Also right in its golden ratio zone. Beautiful. Beautiful. Such a dive below the golden ratio, and you're actually right above it. This would be a nice weekly close here or higher. Oh, and you closed right above it on your daily too. It looks so good. Yeah, I think that was your low. You could move down from here. You can move down lower than the current price. I don't think you move lower than that low. It's got a nice kind of look with these higher lows here too. So Shiba found its low. That does not mean that it's going to do this. It's probably going to be very boring for the next couple months. That's my best guess. You'll probably hang out in this area, right, for the next couple months, like going toward the end of the year, like October or later, somewhere in this time frame. That's when you might start getting exciting again. It depends on Dogecoin, but good job. Yes, you found your low. Probably a great time to DCA, even though as of right now, from a low point here to the current price, you're at 27% higher. It's probably a great time to DCA. You're really near this low. Like really, if you treated this like this wick just didn't even exist, look at how prime of an opportunity it is right here. Like you're doing so good. I'm tempted to buy Shiba right now. I'm not going to, but it looks fine. I think it looks fine. And again, it can move lower from here. I just don't think it moves lower than this low. Lower from here, yes. Lower than this low, no, right? It might not even move lower than here, but who knows? It might go up, and that can happen in a short amount of time, but I don't think you're going to see any kind of crazy dog moves until later this year or even early next year. Yes, boring Shiba Inu. You're in the doghouse right now. You've been a bad dog. Turbo for the flower child. Let's see here. High to low. I like the way it looks every single time I look at it, right? Makes me think you want to move up to 3.5 cents. You're not even at half a cent right now, so that's nice. Look at that. Look at that. Maybe I'm just drawing what I want to see, but I don't know. Even that's not bad, really. But I just feel like that looks so much cleaner. Like, right? And then, boom, back tested it. I like it. I like Turbo right here. Definitely has a vote of confidence for its low as well. I don't mind the daily RSI. It's not in a position of strength right now, but the fact that it just dipped in and dipped out of that oversold zone, I really do think that that's a good thing. Just like dipping in and dipping out. You stayed up here for a few days, but you kind of dipped in and dipped out, and that was a bad thing. I would say the same thing here, right? And even more so because you really just did a little dip there. with a bullish engulfing candle right on your 123 moving average. Nice look there. 4 hour looks strong. I would think you are going to move up higher. Yeah, you found your low. Not only that, but you're probably beginning your great journey, your magnificent endeavors to new all-time highs at 1.36 cents to 2.07 cents, perhaps even higher, around 4.5 cents. Something like that could be on the table for you. So, I mean, that's greater than a 10x from here at the potential highest expectation that I would have. Time will tell. It can move higher. You know, absolutely it can. But yeah, Turbo looking good. I still. Turbo has more potential than Giga, but I think Giga is going to move up in a shorter amount of time still. But Turbo actually has a 10x potential for the next place that it tops out, where I don't think Giga Chad does. It could. It's hard to say. Nonetheless, though, Chad's probably going to win this one. Giga Chad probably wins this one. But I do think Turbo, they both look good. This is the only one that really competes with Giga at this point in time. But that's Turbo. Compound for Pika. Pika, boo. $40, man, $39.96. The lowest price that I bought Compound was at $38 itself. So, and that wasn't recently, right? That was all the way back here, man. That was back during these times, right? Similar prices now. That's not where my dollar cost average is, right? I started DCAing into Compound when it was below 58. Anytime it's above 58, I don't buy. Anytime it's below, I've tried to buy more. Unfortunately, with the recent times, not only Compound's not the only one that's dropped, so it's hard to keep all my attention on this one. But I do think it's going to do well. Right? There's nothing really new to add. We haven't broken structure, and that's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but we're just in this accumulation zone still, right? In this accumulation zone, volume continues to die off, and I thought we were at the point where it's died off so much that it's going to choose a side. We're going to break out to the upside or downside, but we're still accumulating. Still accumulating, you guys, and in a matter of time, in a matter of weeks, in a matter of months, who knows how long it's going to be. It could be days. We're going to see a breakout of this accumulation zone, and it will be spectacular. We're at $39.93 right now, the minimum target of which would take us up to $230, $235, something like that. That'd be a minimum of essentially like a 5.9, almost a 6x, right? That's the minimum target. 6x to like a 7.5x, absolutely you could move beyond that. You could see a 10x from here or greater. The real question is how we'll interact with this 600 level, because that's our kind of final boss. We break above that, we're looking at new all-time highs, upwards to $2,400 to $8,200. Absolutely, these targets are still on the table. Absolutely they are. It just depends, though, right? It's like any of these coins that are kind of in these accumulation phases right now, especially these first cycle coins. They need to prove themselves, right? Rejecting off the 382 is not a good look in itself, especially going back below the 236, but holding your lows, having that market structure still is nice. Right off the 069 as well, but you need to start being productive soon. I would give Compound the same kind of agreement that I made for, what was it, KSM? It might have been KSM. I think it was KSM. You need to, unless it was Arweave, I forget. I think it was KSM though. You need to get up here, right? You need to get above your 382 by the end of the year, but it'd be nice. Give me some faith that these all-time highs are still on the table. Interact with this 618 area, 69 area before the end of the year. And I think it will. I very much do think it will. But time will tell, right? Who cares what I think? Depends on what the market thinks, right? Will this thing gain enough traction? Do people believe in it enough to pump it, buy it here, and continue to buy it as it moves up? Remains to be seen. And just because we move above this area doesn't mean that these areas are guaranteed, right? We need to close consistently above $610. And until then, it's definitely debatable if we see new all-time highs with Compound. I think we will. I have a solid bag of Compound myself. It's one of my top bags, actually. And it's one that I've considered to buy more of right now. But time will tell. Time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, that's Compound. being boring until it's not, right? Sorry, Pika, that wasn't the best analysis, but I feel somewhat confident that that's the low, right? No more confident here than I did with this low, right? I guess more confident as each low comes along, but from a low point there to a high point there, 61869 area kind of in the accumulation zone. I mean, I feel safe that that's a low point there for sure, but let's see how the week closes. Daily RSI doesn't look the best, to be completely fair. Weekly RSI doesn't look the best either. 4 hour doesn't look the best either. So if we go lower, don't be discouraged, but we're definitely near the low, if not at it now. That'd be my best kind of guess. ZKML, and then we're done with this bad boy. ZKML. Man, it might be the weather, you guys, because like I feel real chilled out tonight. Taking my time on 12 requests here, right? I feel like I'm going in depth more than usual. Maybe I don't know, maybe not, but it is loud and windy out there. That's all I'm gonna say, and it sounds rainy too and thundery. 20 point. I just heard something drop, man. Something like got blown over and dropped. $20.42 is the current price of CKML. Looking at it on a 4 hour, the RSI looks like it's starting to get a little pep in its step. You need to move now, right? Today, you need to start getting up higher today, right? Because if you don't, this RSI, as good as productive as it could look, it could actually turn against you in the form of like hidden bearish divergence. If you don't continue to get your strides up here, in my opinion. I guess it wouldn't be hidden bearish divergence, but I stand by. I mean, you'd be rejecting the 60 area. Like, it wouldn't be a good look for you to just kind of crowd here. This is your moment right now. Take today and move up. Get to 24 cents by the end of the day, 23.9 cents at least, if not higher. And if not, maybe you have one more day, but I think you will. Oh, look at that. Right at your 50 area, right on the 50. Beautiful. Yeah, I think you'll move up. Time will tell. ZKML, your time is coming, man. You'll be moving up to that 46.5 cent to 66.2 cent area very soon. Very, very soon. Comes in line pretty well with that 786, 886 area. Yeah, which that would be the expectation to go to. Yeah, I like it. If you were to move lower, maybe 12.9 cents would be the lowest you go to, but I don't think you do. I think you found your low. So that's that. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more. Definitely some good ones on here, some good prospects. But the winner, undeniably, in my opinion, was Giga Chad. Giga, Mr. Hat, walking away with another win tonight. Teresa, you were so close to getting another one as well. I thought that, which one was it? Turbo. Turbo looked pretty damn good. Those meme coins, man, those meme coins are the winners this cycle a lot of the time. But Turbo, honorable silver medal. Giga walking away with the gold medal, and of course you would. So anyways, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.